Alright, this is the review of Batman Zero Year. The writer is Scott Snyder and the artwork is done by Greg Capullo. And I think this is a fantastic book. I really do. In fact, you don't really have to read the first three trades in order to get this story right here. Because what the story is, it basically, it goes back to the origin of this New 52 Batman right here. In fact, it's almost like a retelling of year one, except it's real different. Now, of course, the story begins in a what is it? In a powerless Gotham, and I mean like power as in there's no electricity and stuff like that. He encounters a boy who's trying to get some fish, and he gets attacked by some unknown enemies. And I think this is almost like a flash forward, if you will, because I think in a second trade where he fights the Riddler, it's going to explain like what really happened. So yeah, just letting you know that's going to be there too. So basically, the premise of the entire story is Bruce Wayne comes back from training and his hiatus, like you know in a regular Batman story. He comes back and he finds, the city is under siege by this Red Hood gang. Now, what's interesting about this Red Hood gang is the fact that it's not really a like the Red Hood is not really just some little persona the pre-Joker was forced upon. No, this is actually a gang of Red Hoods. And what's interesting about this gang is it's basically formed of people who were forced to be in a Red Hood gang. Now, I love the villain of this book right here, Red Hood number one. That's what they call him. I think he's basically the Joker before he became the Joker. That's just what I think. I might be wrong on that. He's definitely a good villain because the thing is, he employs people who work regular jobs, like regular people. He he employs them by blackmailing them, forcing them to do this, and it actually does help his cause quite a bit. Now, the story is really about, Bruce Wayne becoming Batman because at first he tries to do this vigilante thing, but he doesn't have the bat suit yet. He basically uses what is it? It's fate. It's like a false face that you put on. You remember back in the Dark Knight Returns, there's one particular instance where he disguised himself as a old grandmother or something. And here he disguises himself almost like another person, but it's like a mask he puts on. So he's fighting a Red Hood gang, and he does get beat up ultimately, and that's when he grabbed the suit and become Batman. Now, something else I did like is the relationship between him and Alfred. You have Alfred really questioning how he's handling going after the Red Hood gang. You have Alfred having doubts. We actually have him getting into a fight in this book too. I'm not really going to spoil what actually happens, but there's a whole lot of that in this book. I definitely like Scott Snyder's writing in this book. It's very good, very good. This is like an updated origin of Batman. Very updated, very updated. Now, of course, you have Bruce Wayne's uncle. I think it's Jeff. No, no, I'm sorry, Philip. It's Philip. You have his uncle Philip in this book, and he's actually his mother's brother, basically. And he wanted Bruce to run the company, and Bruce is against running the company. And it's not really explained whether he does it or not. I'm not really sure. But what I know is, Edward Nigma is in this book, and he was working for this company. He was working closely with Phil, and Edward Nigma, told Phil that you have to kill your son Bruce because he's going to want to take the company, even though Bruce right now doesn't really want it. So, stuff happens. Edward Nigma leaves, and he's going to be the next villain of the book because at the very end, you have him cutting the power and, doing this riddle and stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to be in the second trade paperback, and I'm going to read that soon. So yeah, I love this book. I would give this book a B minus. Definitely recommend this book. And also, if you're wondering if it shows how Bruce Wayne trains and gadgets, fights, and cars, it's at the very end. There's like a couple of mini issues at the end. It shows you what Bruce was doing while he was away, and it was very very interesting. And they're all written by Scott Snyder. No other writer did it. So yeah, I definitely recommend this book to anybody who wants to get into comics and want to check out the New 52 on Batman. And if the Court of Owls kind of turned you off and Death of the Family did, I recommend giving this a try. It's a different take on Batman. It's a new origin. I say an updated origin, pretty much. So yeah, that's my video. I hope you enjoy it. Peace.